Barakah, Holoyim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this word refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, and this will be titled, The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, put hooks in Russia's jaws, okay? And that's all prophesied in the scriptures, all right? What you see in here, 160 targets in Japan and South Korea, which is all in the area of Asia, of Eastern Asia, of Asia. East of Asia are the Isles of Japan, Northern and Southern Korean, okay? And this all plays a major part because, once again, the UN, along with United States of America, NATO, is always trying to do their bidding in the backyard of Asia, which consists of China and also Russia, okay? And they don't like it. You know what I mean? Who would want the enemy that close to them, okay? Touching distance. And when I say touching, I mean rocket launching distance, okay? So we're going to start this off with the book of 2nd Esdras 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. His people, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, you speckled birds that look like other nations, but your father, your forefather, your lineage, your seed goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And where are we? We are scattered amongst all four corners of this earth, mainly here over in spiritual Babylon, but scattered to all four corners of the earth. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulities of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Okay, so all you naysayers that think that that we're wasting our time prophesied the downfall of spiritual Babylon and of the end of Edom's reign, rulership, because you're still comfortable and you don't see the worst of the worst taking place in front of your face, so you walk about this place comfortable, mocking and hissing at the prophets, the men that sent up from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Once he told us here, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay, verse 2. Now, verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So everybody that's comfortable in their ease right now, living in this polluted, tainted, wicked world, will die in that manner. Okay? Behold, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I will bring plagues upon the world, and he has. And they're going to get more severe. They're already introducing the next pandemic to be worse than the VC, the CV-19, okay? The sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole world, the whole earth. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hateful works are fulfilled. Once again, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua told us in Revelations that cup has been filled up, okay? The cup of indignation has been filled up, all right, from the wicked. Therefore saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I shall hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in these things. Okay, so he's done. It's over. All right. And when he say he will no longer suffer, he said that to our children. That means I'm going to cut it off now, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. And that starts with the wicked, with the Edom, okay, and then the 17 nations in the 2/3 of our nation. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously, going all the way back to Abel being slew from his brother Cain. Okay, right. So the sins have been mounted up. We're gonna skip down Hebrew hopscotch down to 20. Behold, saith, this is 2nd Esdras 15 and 20. Behold, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I will call together all the kings of the earth, okay, to reference me, which he means he's going to judge them, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another, okay? What's that? World War III. And repay the things that they have done to them, okay? Like as they do yet this day until my chosen, until who? The election, okay? You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics who Yahweh Bashmi al-Shah has chosen on this side, the 1/3, starting with the 144. So will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith Yahweh Bashmi al-Shah, my right hand shall not spare these sinners. And that's where that's right, because the left hand is doing all of this wicked. It's his will, okay? But his right hand is going to clean it up. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Now let's get it. Fair use, 107, fair use copyright. I'm not selling a product. This is strictly for educational purposes.
The past few years have been defined by conflicts, like the wars in Ukraine and West Asia. They have dominated global headlines. And as we begin a new year, this trend is expected to continue. Tonight, we'll tell you about some leaked military documents. These are from Russia. They're leaked Russian war plans, and they're not about Ukraine. Their target is Japan and South Korea. The Russian military has drawn up a list of 160 potential targets spread across Japan and South Korea. 160 targets. These include both military and civilian locations. And Russia seems prepared to hit them. It has a detailed playbook for the eastern frontier. Tonight we'll tell you what it says, starting with the most basic question: why? Why has Russia drawn up these war plans? Is it going to launch another war? Not immediately. These secret war plans were prepared between 2008 and 2014, so they're old. Russia uses these plans to train its troops. This is standard war gaming. Most militaries do it to keep soldiers war ready. But what's different in this case, or what's shocking, is the scale. Like I said, there are 160 potential targets, out of which 82 are military sites. From airfields to radars and naval installations, this list covers.
Once again, why United Snakes have been robbing, spoiling, sleeping, growing more docile with that ABC 1, 2, 3 agenda. The rest of these nations are preparing themselves for the final showdown. Okay, definitely starting out with Russia. All right,
82 of them, and the rest are civilian targets. These include nuclear power plants, fuel refineries, steel and chemical factories, transportation tunnels, even bridges. These plans come with detailed notes. Let me give you some examples. One of the slides talks about South Korea's command and control bunkers. Russian officials have left some notes there. They describe how much force they will need to breach these South Korean bunkers. Another slide talks about a Japanese radar base. It has precise measurements of the building. Some slides also talk about Russian weapons that Russian forces can use to hit the targets. One of them is KH-101. This is a non-nuclear cruise missile. Back in November, Russia used the same missile in Ukraine. This is a lethal weapon. It has a range of up to 5,000 kilometers. These missiles can fly low and avoid radar systems too. Now, this leak should alarm Tokyo and Seoul. Just look at the depth of planning by Russia. They have narrowed down on specific targets. They have identified vulnerabilities. They even know which weapons to use where. But again, why would Russia launch an attack in the east? Two possible scenarios come to mind. The first involves the Kuril Islands. This is a group of 32 islands in Russia's far east. This is a contested territory. The dispute dates back to the
this word comes into play, the territory. Once again, who wants the enemy in their backyard? And if you're forced to live, whether it be a neighborhood, a city, if you're forced to live near your enemy, you know it's going to be tensions. Okay, it's always going to be a conflict. All right.
World War, both Russia and Japan claimed these islands. The Japanese call them northern territories. As of today, they are in Russian control. There are around 20,000 Russians on the Kuril Islands. In 2024, this dispute caused friction between the two sides. Russia has been militarizing these islands. It has also blocked visits by foreign ships, and all of this has frustrated Japan.
Okay.
At this rate,
so you see the conflict zone. World War III is here. This is the book of Ezekiel 38 and verse 1. And the word of Yahweh Bashmi Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which is Russia, the northern quarters. Okay? And matter of fact, okay, that's not, I had looked into where it was, and it said basically north Gog and Magog would be north of China, Siberia, Liberia area, which is once again Soviet Union territory. Okay. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Mishal and Tubal. Okay, Meshach and Tubal. And that chief prince goes into chief head prince, okay, of Meshach and Tubal, which, and I state that because in the Paleo alphabet, you get Ra, head, Shar, prince, okay, part of our alphabet. And prophesies against him. So I'm going to read that again, verse 2. Son of man, Ezekiel 38 and 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, Russia, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesies against him, saying, Thus saith Yahweh Bashmi Shai, Allah power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy armies. Now, we're going to get this now, all right? I will turn thee back and put hooks into the jaws, okay? Listen to this. When did Soviet Union start losing power? I Googled that, okay? Salakia, a series of events from 1989 to 91. All I remember is Ronald Reagan saying, Gorbachev, tear down that wall, and everybody was happy. Led to the final collapse of the Soviet Union Republic, the USSR, paving the way for the establishment of a new independence of new independent republics in the Baltics and Central Asia. See, Central Asia, not Middle East, Central Asia. And the creation of the Russian Federation, okay? So around 89 to 91 is when the Soviet Union lost that major force, that major aggression. That's once again right here where it's saying Ezekiel 38 and 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will force them, okay? Yahweh Bashmi Shai will force Russia. I will bring thee forth. And let me get this before we go on. Listen to this. Vladimir Putin, born 7 October 1952, is a Russian politician and former intelligence officer. That's right, a former officer, not just a politician. And dictator who has served as president of Russia since 2011, having previously served from 2000 to 2008. Putin also served as prime minister of Russia from 1999 to 2000, and again from 2008 to 12. So it didn't take long for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to get to this point. Okay? Once again, Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen. And what's that modern day horse and horsemen? Your modern day weapons, your modern day tanks, warships, fire jets and whatnot. Okay, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckles and shields, and all of them handling swords. And what are those new swords today? Your guns, all the way up to the big boys, to the missiles. Okay, and the grand finale is the ICBMs. Okay, even though Russia's touting right now that they don't have to use nuclear warheads, they will, because it's the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All of them with shields and with helmets. And didn't we get that in 2nd Esdras starting at verse 20? 2nd Esdras 15 verse 20 sums this up. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tegmor of the north quarters, okay? And all his bands, and many people with thee. And thou, Salakia, Ezekiel 38:7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And once again, that's what the BRICS is. These nations coming together. African nations, North Korea wants in, all of these nations are saying we're going to come together with one common goal to defeat the enemy, which is UN, UK, and Nahor that rides upon the beast, United States of America, the main enemy, okay, of all of these nations. All right. Now listen.
And all of this has frustrated Japan. At this rate, it could spark a conflict. That is the first scenario, the territorial dispute between Japan and Russia. The second scenario involves the United States, the arch rival of Russia. The Americans have a big military presence in this region.
Now, what have I been saying? United States of America interferes with everybody's business. They want to be everywhere they shouldn't be. What is it said? Neither keepeth at home. Thus says the scriptures.
Are the key security providers to Japan and South Korea. I'll give you some numbers. In South Korea, the US has 73 bases. 73 bases in South Korea, more than 26,000 American troops. Then we come to Japan. There are 120 American military bases in Japan and more than 50,000 American troops. These numbers are quite significant, and they make Russia uncomfortable. Moscow fears that if a war breaks out with NATO, its eastern flank could be exposed. The US could strike Russia in the east by using its military assets in Japan and South Korea. And that is why visits by foreign ship.
So you think that Russia's going to stand by and watch this and listen to this? Regardless how people feel about it, it's the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Proverbs 21. So all that talk of peace and bringing tensions to down, no, it's not going to happen. Proverbs 21:1. The king's hearts, their lob, their mind is in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it so wet. Salakia. The king's hearts, their lob, their mind is in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will. And this is his will. Once again, the first and second woe come quickly. Here come the third. Okay? Here, the first and second woe have already passed. Salakir. Here comes the third comes quickly, and it's here. It's approached us. Okay.
Troops. These numbers are quite significant, and they make Russia uncomfortable. Moscow fears that if a war breaks out with NATO, its eastern flank could be exposed. The US could strike Russia in the east by using its military assets in Japan and South Korea. And that is why Moscow has prepared these war plans. They can be used in a potential counterattack. These plans also highlight a strategic shift. Clearly, Russia is paying more attention to the east, and this is evident from its growing alliances in the region too. Moscow already had a strong partnership with China. Now with the war in Ukraine, it has also strengthened ties with Pyongyang. The result is a deeper military partnership. First, North Korea supplied bombs to Russia. Now it is sending soldiers to fight in Ukraine. Russia is also reaching out to Central and Southeast Asia. This was largely spurred by Western sanctions. The epicenter of the great power rivalry is shifting. In the past, Europe was the only battleground, but now Asia is witnessing rapid militarization. Whichever way you look at it, these developments are concerning.
So once again, we're living in a beautiful time. This is the final countdown. This is the grand finale, okay? And we started this off in 2nd Esdras 15. We went down the 20 and brought this exact same point to life right here, the book of Joel. And this is how it's going down. The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Who are the Gentiles? The all 17 nations, okay? And led by Edom, but also the 2/3 of our nation who have not converted back to our understanding, have not come back to our righteous power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Prepare war. And are not our people in all the militaries? We're scattered amongst all the earth. I know over here in spiritual Babylon, you Jakes, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, and you speckled birds serve. Okay? Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. What is those plowshares? Your agriculture. I'm continues to use John Deere as one of my examples. The John Deere company is known for agriculture, tractors or whatnot. You go one day, you wake up, you go in there, and now you building parks for tanks. Okay. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Okay. The same thing goes. Okay. One day, Coca-Cola's bottling Coca-Cola. The next, they could be using that same assembly line for bullets. Okay. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, ye all heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. There cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. Okay, mount of troops, which you know as Armageddon. Okay, for there will I set to judge all the heathen around about. Okay, judge them, not talk, not conversate, not have a war conversation, not have a peace conversation, no war. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get ye down, for the press is full. What's that? That wine press that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua said he will stomp out till his garments are fully stained. Okay, all right. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. That's right. For the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is near in the valley of decision. Once again, who the world refers to as the Middle East, but is actually Western Asia. Okay, all of that is Asia. Okay, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Hundreds of them, thousands of them, okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua also shall rear out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And how is he going to do that? on them chariots with who? The hosts, okay? The army of angels. And the heavens and the earth shall shake. But Yahweh Bashmiel Shah will be the help of his people. Once again, the election on this side and the strength of the children of Yasharallah. Okay? So once again, this has been the Lord put hooks in Russia's jaws. And he's definitely turning them towards what? World War III. Okay? And with that, I pray that this was edifying. Shalom.